Hey everybody, it's Charlie subbing in for TheTopher today because we've got a great opportunity for a first drive on the all-new Lexus IS 500. This thing is a whole lot of fun, packing the naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 into this excellent and refreshed IS body. We're gonna go for a quick drive through these beautiful Arizona canyon roads, talk about what makes this car so fun. Great little package here in the IS. Refreshed and redone. We've driven this car in 350 form with the naturally aspirated V6. Got these awesome exhaust pipes, kind of reminiscent of the old Lexus ISF and some of the other F performance models as well. This is a really great competitor to so many of the new turbocharged sports sedans. It's really cool to be able to get a naturally aspirated motor of around 472 horsepower, just under 400 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a really well put together package. Taking a look on the inside, as you saw at the beginning, that beautiful F-Sport red interior. The back seat is still usable too. That's what's nice about getting a car like this with 4 doors as opposed to something like the RCF, maybe RC350, something like that. You actually get a usable rear seat. You could easily fit 4 adults in here. Overall, they did a good job with this cockpit, both front and rear. Let's hop into the front. Quick peek at the engine before we do. Look at this 5-liter. Acts really similar to the way it does in the RC. This is packing the 8-speed automatic transmission, similar to the RC, a little bit different from what you get with the LC and its 10-speed. There it is, ticking away. You don't get the cool blue headers like you do on the RCF. And I think they did a really great job with the appearance. I like the little checkmark looking LED accent there. The grills, Lexus is finally kind of growing into their grills almost. People are used to them, and now that so many more manufacturers are doing the large grills, it just seems to kind of work for Lexus. Very similar on the inside, aside from the bright red color and the cross stitching, it is an IS. All the heated and cooled features you'd want: steering wheel, seats, a few different drive modes: eco, normal, custom, sport, and sport plus. We're gonna be starting out the drive today hard, right through the twistiest portion of the test route. We'll have a little bit of highway later, splice that in there, but let's start right off. Hop into sport plus mode. The gauges change, gets more white background. You can see this is normal, mostly black, and then sport, some white, sport plus right there. Lets you rev it all the way up to red line, even stop. That's pretty exciting. That's indicative of a sporty car as well. It's cool to be able to do that. Does it do that in normal mode too? Let's see. Oh yeah, right up. You hear that awesome Lexus rev limiter. We're not going to go full ESC off, or full TOFR mode as I like to call it, but we will turn the traction control off, have a little bit of fun. And why not just start off the drive here with a standing start. Manual mode. grip is really incredible. The tires they use for this car, I have not found the limit of grip yet, which is nice on roads like this. And the chassis is really tight. It's a satisfying experience. The steering is lighter than you might expect for a performance sort of vehicle. I like that. I like a lighter steering. I like something that doesn't feel overly boosted or overly heavy just for the sake of being heavy. It's not the best steering feel. I'd place it somewhere in between, maybe say in between a Mini and a Porsche. That kind of places it for you. It's communicative though. I do feel comfortable right away with the car. I like the visibility too. That's something that you don't often think of in cars these days with their thick pillars everywhere, but the greenhouse is nice in here. Suspension tuning is really good too. Whew. I'm impressed, I really am. This is a car that you could absolutely take on your daily commute 5 days a week and then head out to the track and really hustle around with. And being a Lexus, you know you're going to be able to flog it all day, not have any cooling issues, you don't have any hot V turbos to worry about. Just go out, have fun, listen to this V8 rumble. I'm sure you could liven it up a little bit in the sound department. You can tell they made it a little bit quieter for more daily driving type of duties. It's not quite as shrieky and howly as what you'd get in an LC or maybe even an RCF. But it does still sound the part. And as we found tracking the RCF later last year, you can beat on them. It's a little bit of a crude way to put it, but it allows you to just fully explore their performance envelope lap after lap. Doesn't matter the temperature. I mean, today it's 90 degrees out, and that engine coolant level staying smack dab right in the middle despite flogging it. Really impressive car for roads like that. So let's take it out onto the highway, kind of see how it is in more of a daily driving setting. So you might have to make some sacrifices with the rubber you put on your car for highway sort of duties, especially depending on what sort of highways you drive. But coming out here in more of this just general driving situation, transmission is perfectly competent. There's no drone either, so that's nice. Let's see. Butter smooth shifts when you're in normal mode. It's quiet in here too. Is it double pane glass? Let's see. No, single pane glass, but really remarkably quiet. Now with the touchscreen infotainment system that's complemented by the trackpad rather than demanded to be used by the trackpad, it's a very easy to use infotainment system. Yeah, there's for the price point, and you can get into one of these for less than $60,000 compared to some of the other performance sports sedan offerings from the competition. You can really see the argument for going with the IS 500. It's so cool that Lexus decided to build it, decided to bring it here to the States, and it kind of just shows their extension of care toward the enthusiast. Some people might not even think of Lexus as an enthusiast, a sport enthusiast sort of brand. But this clearly shows that they do care. They do want to go fast. They do want to be known as a brand that's capable of pushing the performance envelope as well as the luxury envelope, and this IS500 is great evidence of that. That being said, these summer performance tires are a little bit louder. It's not the quietest sedan you'd ride in. And here it's a little bit louder than maybe a comparable 3 Series, but the lightness of the steering and the ability to merge out, put your foot down a bit, and have that naturally aspirated 5-liter pull you along, it does make for a smooth experience. It's a nice place to be. You can see we've got the navigation running along here, showing us our mapping in the center, showing us the freeway exit lists on the right, and as you come up to one of your turns, in the gauge cluster there, it'll tell me X amount of miles up to the turn and kind of have a little arrow coming up there. Perfectly nice place to be, but obviously the IS500 is a little bit more exciting out carving up canyon roads. But don't worry, the TheTopher's going to have his hands and feet on this car once we get it back to home base up in Michigan, but we had the opportunity to drive it here out in Arizona. We're actually on the NX launch event, so we'll be driving the new lineup of NX vehicles here shortly. So if you do want to see that, we'll be doing a little video as well. If you want to see some more driving content on the IS, we've got our Winding Road POV test drive going back up this route. What a cool piece of equipment. Let's check out the backup camera. Do have the 360 cam, something nice to see. There's just something right about driving around a V8. Maybe not right for your wallet, but right for the soul. There we have it. What sort of rubber are we running? 235 40 R19 Bridgestone Potenza S001Ls. Interesting. What do we got in the rear? 235 in the front and 265/35 in the rear. So as I said, the TheTopher will have a full review of this car once we spent some time with it back in Michigan, but we wanted to give you a little sneak preview, first drive here with it. Excellent sports sedan. Had a lot of fun driving it. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.